Green, SGX Xiao Baby, Jeff Neril, Eric Bacas, and Dima Otot. That's pretty cool.
What?
That's a cool name. So Dima Otot is a very very cool name. Good for you. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of congratulations on different channels for getting that username. Anyway, so we're getting the people, we're getting the teams ready right now as we speak. Band phase is ongoing, and we're just waiting for our bro Letter Goods. Anytime, bro.
Yes.
Anytime you're ready. So, again, picks and bans are actually on the way already, and we are doing this. For the meantime, Super Ban is the first ban. Kilgroth on the other end. Kind of understand why. Solo Kilgroth is the solo queue master. Anytime you try to get a Kilgroth on your team, you pretty much have a 90% win rate. Still, I don't know why they didn't touch the nerfs on that hero yet, but I really want to see a lot of nerfs on Kilgroth. He's really hogging up a lot of the bans onto hogging up a lot of bans, on the basically any tournament actually. Of course, we all know Tulin has just been released lately. Very very good hero, and gonna be considered an OP pick, I think, for the remainder of this tournament. Locks picks are getting banned in. On the other side, I think that's Jex. Right, let's call them Jex. On the other hand, I gotta get the team names here. Team names for this game is gonna be
Jack,
Arsenal and
yeah,
Jex. Is that
Arsenal
right?
is exclusive.
There you go, brother.
Yeah,
How are you, Ralph?
I
Good to
have
have
had
you on air.
that
All
took
right,
quite a while.
it's okay. Skype audio all good, brother.
Yes, all good, all good.
All right, so the picks are locked in right now. Tulin, Lubu, on the other hand, Zephys, and on the other hand, we still have that Irie, L'Oreal,
Real
Ryoma.
mom, Alice, and Crushed.
There you go. Excellent picks right now, actually. So, Letter, what do you think? If you were gun to your head, who do you prefer on the picks? I think I'm pretty sure you have very strong opinions about Tolan. I know.
Yeah. So for the picks now, I think Jax has a slight advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of the split push. This Seniel can give to the table. Also, in dealing with the split push, I think only Irie can fight that. But without Irie, Team Arsenal will have a hard time in team fights because she is one of their setups.
Yeah, it's actually correct. I mean, it's becoming a bit more. I think it's gonna be a bit more harder for Team Arsenal, just because they do have the Alice, they do have the Ryoma, and me, I'm a big fan of Crush.
Mhm.
But again, that Tulin and that Senyo combo, it's just gonna be so hard to kill Tulin right off the bat, especially if you have a Senyo right in front, right?
Yes,
And
exactly.
that's not even counting Zephys yet and Lubu plus the Feint. It's like soup. What a solid lineup, don't you think?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for Arsenal now is how they would stop all these diving heroes going towards them and how they will be able to catch this Stolen. So,
Yeah,
as
because
of
we
now,
all
I think, yeah.
yeah, I think we kind of agree Tolan is kind of OP as well, especially pre-patch. We're just gonna have a little pause here, just to check some settings. For the meantime, though, let's talk about how strong Jex's composition is and what can Arsenal do to prevent an onslaught. I mean, right now, by the way, this is gonna be best of one. Arsenal on the red side, Jex on the blue side, right?
Yeah.
All right. So again, my question: what do you think Jex's strengths and what can Arsenal do to counter it?
So Jax is really strong in terms of team fights. Also, because of Seniel being there, there will be a natural split pusher. I think right now, what the best thing that Arsenal could do would probably win the lane for Irie. They gank maybe once or twice at early game just to make it comfortable for Irie to win the game read early so they'll be able to control Seniel in his lane. The thing with Seniel, because if you clear the lane faster than Seniel, then he will have a harder time to respond to team fights compared to if he was the first one to clear the waves.
Yeah, and I think if that happens, if the wave clear is basically the wave clear is the name of the game on the
Hmm.
top lane, who can clear faster, can gank to maybe rotate to mid a bit faster as well. Like what kind of objectives are we looking at? Do you expect an early Spirit Sentinel rush?
So actually, I think now they're just playing static mid lane, having a little bit more poke. Bot lane, I think Lubu should be winning this. Let's see. I mean, oh no, Lubu has execute. I thought he got punished.
Yeah.
So,
So
all
we're
right,
gonna
there
have
you
to
go.
see. This is gonna be a battle Lubu, not really
Mhm.
a jungle execute
Uh,
contest
yeah,
Lubu
the
right now.
side lane type thing of Lubu just statically farming and winning the game mid game.
So this is kind of weird, right? Jex is looking like they have a double split push lineup with Fury
Yeah,
rotating right now in the mid lane. Though I think both teams are looking for a fight. Ultimates are starting to get locked in as we get in. I mean, right now, blue team is Jex, right? Sorry, it's a bit
yes,
confusing.
ejects. I
Oh
know.
no,
Blue
actually
team
no.
is
Blue team
Arsenal.
is Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think Arsenal has an earlier level 4 start, but right now Jex is looking like they want to get Abyssal Dragon. There's one member of Arsenal here trying to go for Abyssal, but that won't happen as the Abyssal Dragon does go over to Jex.
yes, exactly. I think their fatal mistake there is showing themselves going for this Sentinel, knowing that their team might be on the lower part of the map. So basically, they traded the Sentinel for a Dragon.
Yeah, you could say that's a bit of a miscommunication there, sending multiple members to go on the Sentinel, and maybe they weren't expecting Jex to
Uh,
uh to
to
go
already
very
be in
early, right?
position. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I think they saw the levels, then we're gonna be ahead, so they won't try to go for Abyssal Dragon for sure. But right now, they are trying to go on the near the Abyssal Dragon area. They are fighting off, and Jex is in a very bad position. That crash did pop the ultimate, and that's gonna push Jex back. But
It
again,
will be a
Jex
disengage. Yeah.
exactly disengages on the part of Jex. I think they're kind of happy with what they got. Again, this is gonna be a battle of split push. It's gonna be a bit harder on the top lane because again, this Sentinel will have a lot more pressure right now. Defane is getting that cooling, cooling on that Irie
Yeah.
is gonna get ganked, but again, good escape, right?
Yeah, good escape. I think the big problem with what Arsenal did was showing Alice at bot lane. Jax automatically just went for the invade, though they were not really successful with the invade. I think they should have gotten more out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as the time progresses, the ones with the double split push is definitely going to have a lot more control on the top and the bottom lane. Again, I think Arsenal is just trying to answer as much as they can on the engages in the mid lane. I think this is going to be Jex just holding on. They're going to make their tanks just more tougher and tougher as time progresses. Right now, 4-man ganks in the mid lane for Arsenal. They have a lot of power, but first blood goes over to Jex.
Yeah, you can see the problem now with top lane is that Senel was able to ultimate and then get back to lane because he was able to clear the waves first, or he could be able to defend because it was only in the mid lane. Let's see if where Seniel will be going.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
so
that.
there you go. It would be very easy for them for the map control now, and because one member of Arsenal was down, they could go for this Spirit Sentinel and then just box out for Dragon.
Yeah, right now I think Arsenal should have a bit of a better power in terms of controlling, but right now I don't think Jex is gonna take that lightly. They will contest for Abyssal Dragon control right now, and 4-on-4. This is gonna be a good fight, ladies and gents. Crash Ultimate is popped on the backside. Is the Zephys going in and out of the fights for? They're gonna be taking out the L'Oreal first, and this is gonna be the next members of
There you go.
Arsenal. That's an easy wipe for Jex.
For what? No, 4 for 1? No, actually, it's 4 for 0.
Yeah, it's 4-0. Jex do get all the members of Arsenal on the bottom lane, and they will
And
get Abyssal
Jack's
Dragon and Tower.
2 towers, maybe. Let's
Yeah,
see,
I think they're
it'll be
still gonna
one
fight
for.
on the top lane. Jex is not gonna be stopping anytime soon. Even the top lane, even I don't think the Sentinel needed to pop the ultimate just to
Yeah,
help with that.
because of the early advantage, and I think 1 tower, probably a dragon or two. Senna was already set up for a good lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, uh, you don't really need to send the Sentinel out, especially if the engage was definitely botched by Arsenal. I think Jex had a
Yeah,
better idea of how they wanted to fight, and therefore that's why they went for it. Now Kuling is gonna be going one-on-one with GNI. GNI, man. Gunny. Let's call him Gunny.
yeah,
Yeah. And right now I think so far Jex is looking like a bit more of a team
but
fight team, doesn't it?
yes. So they're really lacking damage for this punish. When Zephys tried to steal the blue buff.
Yeah, I think it was a big deal if you go for the blue buff. I mean, L'Oreal will need a lot of all the cooldowns and all the mana she can get. And if you try to go for denials on L'Oreal, that will be a big thing. Kokong is going to be the next target again for Jex.
Mm-hmm.
They do not want to let up on this L'Oreal.
Well, you see, the problem with this Zephys being able to roam freely is because they don't have any advantage in terms of up. But wait, there is a clash going on top. But all right, disengage, smart disengage. I think ID should be backing off now. They know that there is three people from Jex waiting for them in the wings. Lubu still pressuring bot lane. Right.
Yeah, and absolutely. I think Jex is kind of aware that they have this sort of split push power that can confuse Arsenal, but right now they are trying to go for a mid bait. Is the Thane gonna bait it in? Come on, come on. No, sirree. They will not be answering. The Tolan feels very, very confident. He's in the front right now, baiting five members. Do you know that there are five members of Arsenal right there? That is a very risky move, but again, Arsenal very, very indecisive on whether they want to take the engage.
I think the biggest problem they have now is their catch, mainly being Alice for that Tulin. And, well, Alice's skill shots. Oh, wait, there's a clash starting.
Oh, they are starting up, and right now, four members is going to be in. Zenial
Sentinel
Ultimate
ulti.
pops in, and again, the HP bars of Arsenal is whittling down slowly but surely. Everyone is in the L'Oreal field, but it will not really matter as Jex is shuffling in and juggling turret aggro so well. They're taking the fight under the tower, and I think Kuling, even though you're split pushing on top, that is not really going to be a lot of an issue. All of the gold will definitely go in favor of Jex. They are splitting on bot, and they are going on mid as well, and
Smart
looking like
decision making when they moved to mid while bot was being pushed. They knew that nobody was going to be able to defend it.
yeah, I think that absolutely. I mean, despite losing a lot more, I think Jex will be in the lead. They will lose some resources on the top, but I think that's a trade they're willing to take.
Yes, so it's basically a 4 for 0, no, 3 for 0, two towers for one tower at top. Map control goes to top now because of two towers being pushed at bot, and it is a perfect transition for them because it is Dark Slayer time.
That's right. Dark Slayer time. Mambo Jumbo King Kong buff is going to be the next target here for Jex as we go into the later parts of the game. This is 8.5 minutes. We saw earlier. First game did go very, very fast. I think both of these teams are, I think Jex is looking like a more organized team than what we saw previously. I mean, earlier it was a really fast game. But I think they have a lot of potential. I think the only thing that's hampering Jex to finish the game early is because we mentioned this earlier, they do have a lot of tanks, which is, of course, that's going to take a while to ramp up in terms of power destruction. But again, they're juggling the aggro very well, don't you think?
Yeah, so their tower diving potential is really strong because four of their heroes are really tanky. Basically, Zephys, even being an assassin with his passive, giving him up until I think 40% reduced damage he would be able to dive towers easily. Also, Lubu, he's a beast when he's farmed, and he was given farm this game.
Yeah, you know what? I absolutely agree. You see that the Lubu has been left alone a lot, and I think that's a
Yeah.
big problem. That's a big problem that Jex will have. That Arsenal will have as well. I mean, the split pushers of Jex, just so strong this game. The Lubu on the bottom and the Senial on the top. They're barely getting any kills. I mean, they're barely getting any deaths. No one's died on Jex right now.
Yeah, I think this game really comes down to team composition. So first of all, if you would look at Arsenal's team composition, it's mostly based off mid to late game heroes, which are Crashed, Alice, and L'Oreal. So actually, I think also Irie is a mid to late game hero.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
true.
only set up right now for the whole early game, which is, let's say, the first 6 minutes of the game, is Ryoma, who is really squishy, and whoop de doo, his weakness is Zephys. So
Yeah, and
kind of
you
a hard game for them.
exactly, and you know the problem with that as well. The Ryoma, even though again this is the shining hope, shining ray of hope here for Arsenal, is also quite behind. I mean,
Yes.
overall, the whole of Arsenal's team composition, they will rely on scaling for the Irie and the Ryoma. The
Mhm.
Crash is basically there as a meat shield, right?
Yes, exactly.
And they will rely on the Ryoma, and again, the bullets, their gun. I think the bullets of that chamber is empty because the Ryoma does not have gold, right?
Yes.
So right now they're going on the top lane. Another miscarriage, misplay there for Jax. For Arsenal. They lost their gun.
It was a miscarriage actually.
Yeah, what happened there for Arsenal? I mean, you gotta play safe, and you know that Jax is gonna be in that Dark Slayer area. I guess they tried to go for the contest, but definitely Dark Slayer gonna go in favor of Jax at this point.
Exactly. So they forgot their win conditions right from the start. I think what they should have done is not let any towers go down, so they'd still have a safe like net for farming. But because of the first tower being down so early at bot lane, there was an easy invade for their blue buff, really, and it opened up a lot for Team Jax.
Yeah, that's right. Especially the power of that, what do you call this stolen is not getting hampered whatsoever.
Yes,
It's just
exactly.
the back line. He's just going through the skin of Arsenal. And again, this is what we've been talking about. Composition beats everything else. I mean, I think Arsenal had a great idea right now. Hold that thought as they go in. Crash Ultimate does get popped in. They will try to go for a fight, but Senya will keep the rest of Jex alive as they are now pretty much split. This is a better fight for Arsenal, but they still fall down. Again, the damage output just barely enough to make
Yeah,
anything
but
happen.
the saving grace for Arsenal though is that their team is really strong with the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Arsenal's defense right now is very, very immaculate, and they will have some kind of power, but that's not going to last for long. As the
Yeah,
top lane
top and bot lane being
also
pushed
getting
at the
pushed
same
in.
time.
And right now we're gonna have to wait for it. As sorry about that. I switched screens. That was a bit weird, wasn't it? So right now mid tower is going to the favor of Jex. They are gonna have a hard time getting back into this game. Look at that, man. They're scrambling. They're waiting for Jex to make the next move. I think the next move is gonna be the last.
Yeah. Well, there is no Dark Slayer buff now, so it would be a little harder if there's a good setup. No bot lane still being pushed at the same time.
That's right. I mean, this
One,
is just
2 towers down, 3 towers down. Actually, I think yeah, this is the end of the game.
Yeah, looking like the end is near for Arsenal here with Jex going in and out of the fight. They're baiting Arsenal into the fight. And right now, look at that. HP bars are starting to whittle here for Arsenal. They're fighting in the core. They're hugging the core, trying to defend as much as they can. But the Torin is on an onslaught. Kokong is trying to do as much as he can with the L'Oreal ultimate. But again, the core is very much exposed. Looking like it's going to be a harder fight. But the
Oh,
Fane sticks
Thane
out
finishes. Yeah.
and ends the game. Game win goes over to Jex. Man, that was a great game. I mean, that was a pretty much great way to use a tank composition. I mean, it wasn't as fast as we want to. I mean, in professional
Yeah,
play, right?
yeah, because
Uh,
this game should have ended 2 or 3 minutes
yeah,
before now.
that's true, right? Despite that, I think Jack still tried. They still executed a plan that they had in mind. This is a draft that they had in the start. This is the plan they had when the draft started, right? I
Yes,
mean, they
exactly.
were they were planning to make four people front for Tolan. That and they made it work.
So automatically Tolan getting MVP, no doubt about it. He is just way too strong. I think people still having problems with dealing with Tolan now. Basically, I think because he's still a new hero and still like there's a handful of people who could use it right now,
Yeah, I
who
mean,
could
Tolan.
use Tolan
When
right now.
did he get released? Just
Last
just to
week
clarify.
Friday, I think.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So again, because of that, Tolan is gonna be a bit harder, especially for newer teams.
Mhm.
Newer teams like Arsenal, they look like definitely a new team. I mean, you can't really say anything else about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no going around it that Arsenal is looking like a bit more difficult for them to handle. But again, this looks great. This is a good start for Jex. Looking forward to more gameplays from them. So Leather Goods, final thoughts on that game.
Mm.
Hello.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think you just have to set your win conditions right. That's it. Like,
Yeah, I think the win con- yeah, I think yeah, I think win condition in terms of win conditions, they did set it up right away, and they did win. They executed it right off the bat. And I think again, very good job to Jex winning the second game of the day. Right now, I think we're gonna get the next schedule. Who's
yeah,
gonna be the next one? This is gonna be Will Ruthless versus Team Blackpink.
pink.
Ooh, someone's brushing up on their no on their
I
K-pop.
like that name.
I like that. Jenny for the
Blackpink.
win. Yeah, Jenny. Jenny
Wait,
all day.
what's
So
this?
that's gonna be on 10 p.m. We'll have a short break. Meanwhile, we'll check out on chat some people who are on there. Seijuro Gaming, Beatboxer Ed Jillian. What's up, Ed? Dima Otot is still there, and Eric Bacas. So good job. Thank you so much for holding on, guys. Guys, share the stream if you want us to start to activate the giveaway. At 95 viewers, 300 vouchers worth of skins. Vouchers are almost 1 to 1 in pesos. So come on, guys, share it. Get your friends in here and let's talk AOV. Let's get the esports spirits going. Yeah, right, Leather?
Yep, exactly. So thank you guys for everybody who's been watching since the start, and we will be going into a short break. We'll see you guys in a short while.
That's right. I've been Rockhart. This is Leather. Don't touch that browser. Let's talk on the chat. What do you guys think? Do you have any teams that are going to be joining? Let us know on the chat. We'll talk to you. We'll be back after this short break.